your question.
Okay, what are your hobbies besides orienteering?
I'm growing tomatoes in the backyard. I tried to grow onions. I was successful for 6 years, but this year I'm a failure.
Why?
I have no
Is it
idea.
the drought?
I don't know. I watered them. They just never sprouted.
And why did you choose tomatoes?
I don't know. I like growing tomatoes. I don't think these things are... I'm growing not hybrid tomatoes, but what do you call those?
The cherry tomatoes?
No, I used to grow them. I stopped growing them.
Why?
They have a good flavor, but I'm growing the traditional tomatoes that are not hybridized. Kyle, what are those tomatoes called?
Plum tomatoes.
No, they're not plum.
Grape tomatoes.
No, they're not. Grape.
Cherry tomatoes.
No, there's another name. It starts with an H.
Tomatoes.
Heirloom.
Heirloom tomatoes.
I'm growing heirlooms. 3 or 4 different kinds of heirlooms. They'll probably all crossbreed because they're in the same bed, so they'll all taste the same.
That's good.
I don't know. I one year was growing green peppers and hot peppers, and the big bell peppers tasted like hot peppers. Not completely, but really great. I should do
like
that
gardening?
again. Huh?
Do you like gardening?
No.
You do a lot of plant growing.
No. I like designing gardens. I don't. I'm a good designer. I designed the garden in the back, the whole side of the house. All the gardens are designed by me.
Are you into landscaping?
Only in landscape architecture sense, not in the doing, in the planning.
Do you like the artistic?
But I also like clearing the trails, which is gardening.
That's good.
And I have all the tools.
What other hobbies do you have?
I don't consider them hobbies. I mean, I fix computers. Both Nick and I fix computers. You know, I'm always fooling around with junk. I would say learning is a hobby of mine. I learn things I don't know. I'm obsessed with learning everything.
What's the newest thing you've learned?
The newest thing I learned? I don't know. I learn every day. I'm obsessed with learning about strange animals.
Like which animals?
All the animals. Like I was looking at this animal that buries itself in the sand, and then when something swims on top of it, it captures it. It's extremely, I don't know. I don't remember names. I can't do names. Part of dyslexia.
Did you find out about the animal on Wikipedia?
No.
How did you learn about it?
I watch it on the animal shows. I like the science and animal shows the best on TV. I would call that a hobby.
Animal Planet?
No, too low level.
What are the channels you watch?
The Discovery channels and the National Geographic channels.
Did you watch the episode about the fire ants?
Yes.
That was a good one.
Yeah, but I watch. I'm very interested in animal behavior. More as a hobby. I surely don't want to ever go out in the field and do it.
Is that why you're making Kyle write that paper?
No, no. I wrote it. I couldn't get it clear enough to get published. No, I wouldn't make him. I spend a lot of time observing animals. I know a lot about squirrels.
Do you think humans are animals?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Do you think
I said we're
good?
closer to worms than we are to gods, which is the Hindu view. know that. I have other hobbies. If I were in better shape, I would bike ride more.
You do have a lot of bikes.
Yeah, but I only have my own, the blue one. But I like bike riding. I like exploring. I like driving around and just seeing what's out there. It's sort of a hobby. After a meet, I won't drive home directly. I'll take an unusual route.
Why don't you like going sightseeing though?
I have no interest in dead buildings.
That's exploring.
No, to me they all look the same.
They're different.
No, after I went to Canyon Duche and I saw the cliff dwellers and they had taken the ladders away because the tourists were wrecking the place, I lost interest in ruins. I was much more interested in my Navajo friend who didn't speak English.
How did you meet this friend?
Walking around in Canyon Duche. I had wandered off from the group, and he was a sheep herder. He was 11 or 12, and he was a sheep herder. I was very interested in that. I think I have a hobby of interviewing people, trying to figure out what they're about.
I think you like being interviewed.
I like being interviewed, but I like doing interviews.
Who have you interviewed?
Thousands of people.
Who's the
Everybody
most
on the
memorable?
street. Huh? They're all memorable to me. They're all memorable. I don't... Listen, I remember when I was kicked out of class in the 6th grade, I became great friends with the janitor. I was very interested in his life. I always were interested in strangers.
Why?
I don't know. It's a hobby.
So you have a lot of hobbies.
Oh, yeah. The only hobby I have is I collect pins.
Of places you've been to.
Yeah, flags. Do I have any other hobbies, Patty? I don't collect anything other than pins, do I? I don't care about coins
I think
or
coins
stamps
are
or
cool.
anything like
Do you collect those
Collect
lucky cats?
odd bolts
that. Oh,
that
no.
you find on the street.
Yeah, I don't collect them. I pick them up. That's OCD. They're toys. No, those are given to me. Those are all presents.
You should be an art collector.
I am. That's all original art.
Did you make it?
No, not me. Famous artists, not me. I only put up art of living artists.
That's not when they're the most valuable.
I don't care. I'm not into the money of art.
Why did you hang those two pieces up there?
I like them. I still like them.
Do they speak to you?
Yeah, of course.
What are they saying?
No, I don't know. I don't think about it. I just like looking at them. I have a picture of my yacht club.
Not close.
Yeah, I used to have a hobby of taking pictures. I don't do it anymore.
Why not?
Cell phones aren't a very good way of taking good pictures. The cameras stink.
You could probably take a lot of good pictures when you go orienteering.
No, I don't care about that.
You don't like photos,
I do.
but not as subjects.
I'm going too fast. I'm worried more about going fast than I am. If I were out strolling, we took pictures of the big log.
Oh yeah, we did.
Right, that's all I cared
But
about.
you didn't take them. I took them.
Right, well, did you send them to me? No.
I sent you one.
One, only one. See, I want all of them.
I deleted them.
Don't.
They're gone now.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they're gone forever.
Why don't you ask me? I'd give you a bigger memory chip.
I can't put a memory chip into my phone.
Well, I'll have to go out and take pictures with you and Jeff. So, what other questions do you have? These are okay.
If you weren't a professor, what would you be?
Well, I used to work in applied fields, I didn't like it really.
Why not?
It was too constricting. It wasn't, I did a lot of applied work. I mean, Dristy and I are still doing, and Saranya and I are doing applied work, but it's not as interesting to me as the fundamental questions. I'm trying to figure out why it is there's so low rate of divorce among orienteers and a low rate of marriage.
What do you think?
I think you have to be pretty social for an individual sport. You have to be willing to help at meets and put on meets. And it selects people who have social interests, who can be pro-social even if they're difficult and shy. And Deb Humiston is divorced, and her husband, he was not suitable for her. She has a boyfriend who's a orthopedic surgeon, much more suitable guy, smart like she is, pro-social. Do you know anybody else in orienteering who's divorced other than Deb?
Well, not personally.
Do you know of anybody? There just is a very low rate of divorce, but there are a lot of single people. All right. Well, I still have half an hour. What do you got else you want to ask me about? Do you want to ask me about why I don't like Chinese American food?
Of course. Why don't you like Chinese American?
Now that's
food?
really a good question. Now, Simon and I have been over this. When we go to a Chinese restaurant, I actually like the most authentic of the dishes.
Like what?
Well, I don't speak Chinese, so I don't know any of the names.
Describe it.
Well, I surely don't like that greasy fried sweet beef. Okay, I mean, I'll eat one or two bites. But Shu Yam Ha is really very famous in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a Western style food. And I like it. I would say it's up there with my top picks.
What are your top picks?
And I like it with the shells, not with batter. So with batter, it's not as authentic.
Oh, when there's no shells.
Right, and they have coating on it. That's not as authentic. I know, you and I like with the shells on and authentic. If you ask me why I like it, I would say that it's like all art and all beauty. It's built into us, and some people have better taste than others, and they inherit it. And Chinese food has evolved so that the people with the best culinary tastes have made the most dishes. And the new ones haven't stood the test of time. So even though you don't like fortune cookies, I think they'll survive.
They're not good.
I know, but of the American Chinese food, I think they're the only survivors.
I think.
Gung Chow or whatever chicken will never survive.
Kung Pao chicken?
No, it won't.
It's so good.
Yeah, well, I don't care. But I mean, uh, uh, if you look at how Chinese food is made, except when you go to a really good Chinese restaurant, it all is formulaic. You know, there are about 5 different sauces, and they put it on different kinds of things. So there's lobster sauce, fish sauce, black bean sauce, garlic sauce, you know. So it's 5 sauces. I look at it in a more linguistic way. Well, a combination of sauces. That's like the consonants. The real part of, you know, the sous chef is the most important chef in the kitchen. So how well you make the sauce is how well, and then, you know, the cutter of the stuff is the lowest level cook. That's not really very hard to do. Yeah, the prep person. And the actual cook, that's mostly about timing, not over or under cooking. And it's skill, but it's not art, whereas the sauce is art. And Chinese food is the most varied of any food. Has the most variability, regional and otherwise. And I do like spicy food. And Nanjing food was not good to me. I didn't like it very much. It was boring. Other than Beijing duck, you know, good Beijing duck tastes good, but it's not that big a deal. Whereas it's hard to do the shrimp for some reason. I think you have to have really fresh shrimp, and you have to not overcook it, and you have to get the amount of salt and spice in it, you know, and those jalapenos. You have to get them right.
You appreciate the skill.
Yeah, but I like the flavor. There's very little. I'm not a big fan of noodles. I'm a diabetic, so I don't eat much. But I never liked the big fat noodles. If I didn't have diabetes, I would like ants climbing the trees.
What's that?
It's a Chinese dish, rice noodles, thin rice noodles with pork, spicy. I like
Do you like jellyfish?
I surely like calamari and octopus.
No, like the cold jellyfish, the appetizer platter.
I've never had it.
That's good.
I've had bad sea cucumber and good. And I liked the good. I didn't like the bad. When they get old, even 2 days old, they don't smell right to me. So I think I'm a connoisseur.
Do you like the red bean dessert soup or the white taro coconut bubble thing?
I like both, but I like red
tapioca.
beans. But I love tapioca, period. So, but I like both. I like the red beans a little better, but they're not high class food. They're commoner
I
food.
like tapioca.
Yeah, they're commoner food. I like all the stuff that takes a lot of prep time.
Like what else?
Well, when I'm in banquets in China, they have stuff that takes a lot of time to make. And for those banquets, you know, they spend real effort on banquets, you know that. You know, that's the heart of Chinese culture, are banquets.
Where everything gets done.
Yes.
Do you like bird's nest soup? That soup's really good.
Well,
It's not a dessert soup.
I eat a lot of Chinese soups. I'm not a fan of tofu, but I I really like I like the green flat beans and shrimp, but I always put spicy in it. I always make it spicy. I don't like most Cantonese food. It's too plain.
It's bland.
Yeah, I like Sichuan food and Hunan food. And I don't particularly like the Mongolian food, the roasts.
I don't like food from most of northern China.
Yeah,
It's boring.
right, exactly. What other things you want to ask me about?
What other things do you want to talk about?
Nothing.
Why do you wear the same outfit a lot?
That's a good question. These are my favorite pants. They don't fall down. They're they're light. I wear heavy ones in the winter and these in the summer. And they dry out. It can rain and 5 minutes later they're dry. And I wear the same wool-rich socks because they're wool. And they don't break and they last a long time. And the shirts I'm not happy with. See, this is already too dirty and all falling apart. These are Champions. I just like wicking shirts because I even though I'm very slow, I see myself as an orienteer, always ready for competition.
You should wear different colors from your shirts.
I do. I have gray and I have bright yellow green. And my shoes, which are trail shoes.
Do you like New Balance?
They're reliable and I like dealing with the factory outlet. And the shoes contrary to what happens to most people when they age, is my shoe size keeps going down.
They're supposed to go up.
Yeah.
Why is
I
that?
started at 10.5, I'm down to 9.5, and I might even fit some 9s now.
Is that annoying?
No. Very few things are annoying to me.
Why is that?
Bureaucracy's annoying. Going to the DMV 4 times to get a license.
It's so hard.
RMV, yeah. All bureaucracy to me is annoying. Do I run this place bureaucratically?
No, you have others do it for you.
No, I don't have any bureaucracy, do I? Is there any bureaucracy here? The handbook, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Do I ever check whether you've read it? No? Okay. It's up to you whether you
I
want to
read
read
it.
Was it interesting?
It was alright.
You have any ideas for it? Well, that it has to be. I have. You asked me everything.
I did.
All right,
It's
stop
lunchtime.
it. Yep.